When you look at what's going on in Washington and in Madison, I know that a lot of you think that politicians just don't get it. Frankly, many of them don't. I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I've heard story after story from people across Wisconsin about how their families and communities have been hurt by the economy, and they feel like no one cares, like no one's listening to them. That's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate, to stand up for you, no matter how tough the odds or how powerful the special interest it means fighting against. We all know these are tough times for the middle class. Jobs are hard to find. Many homes are worth less today than just a few years ago. Americans are wondering if they'll ever be able to save enough to retire. Many young people worry how long it will take to pay off their student loans. Some folks think America's best days are behind us. I'm not one of them. I'm used to facing challenges head-on. When I first ran for Congress in 1998, people counted me out. But we worked hard, campaigned across South Central Wisconsin, and we won. And I want you to know that just like Herb Kohl, I've made standing up for the middle class my top priority. And I've never hesitated to speak my mind. 12 years ago, Wall Street pressured Congress to overturn a 6-decades-old law that Franklin Roosevelt put in place, the Glass-Steagall Act, that prevented big banks from engaging in the types of risky practices that led to our financial crisis. I'm proud to have stood with Russ Feingold and a handful of senators and congressmen to say no. If others had stood with us to take on Wall Street, we could have avoided much of the mess we're in today. And when President Bush pressed us to go to war in Iraq, a war with no viable exit strategy, I stood up and said no again, and warned that the entire endeavor could make Iran a more powerful force in the region. Now I believe it's time to bring our brave men and women home from Afghanistan. It's clear the billions we're spending there could be used here at home to reduce our deficit and help get our economy moving again. Because isn't that what we should all be focused on right now? The fact is, we have to create jobs and get the economy back on track. And it's time politicians looked out for seniors, working families, and the middle class, instead of protecting the profits of big oil and Wall Street. Over the next 15 months, I look forward to meeting you, hearing your stories and your hopes for the future, and working to earn your trust. I hope you'll become a part of our campaign for Senate by going to my website, tammybaldwin.com, joining us on Facebook, and following us on Twitter. I want you to know I'll be a leader who'll fight for you and Wisconsin in the U.S. Senate. Thank you.